my champions, as always, as a great man once told me, if you're going to sell yourself, you have to champion something. And today, we are going to champion finances.
Thanks for coming by.
Oh, for sure.
Good to see you.
Is that the new iPhone?
It is. Look at it. It's pretty awesome.
And iPad.
It's so light.
And
it's amazing.
Camera.
Well, I had to get it. It was on sale.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How are you able to afford all this stuff?
Well, I got a new job.
What?
And I doubled my salary.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, you had some Wendy's for lunch?
Oh, I eat at Wendy's every day. I love Wendy's.
Every day?
Every day, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
So, are you, keeping track of all this? Do you have a plan?
What do you mean by that?
So, usually when you get a new job, your income increases, so you have a plan to monitor your finances. That way you can afford things like this, and also things like your rent and utilities and bills.
Yeah, rent. I was going to talk to you about that. I'm kind of out of money, but yeah, tell me more about planning.
Absolutely.
So I used to work in financial services, and things that I saw hold people back from having bank accounts were past closed accounts with negative balances, bad credit, no trust of banks, or that banking just wasn't a practice in their family's past. Having a bank account is really important to being able to make future building moves. So my first line of advice is going to be to not be intimidated. They want you to bank with them. It looks good for their numbers every new account. So understand that you hold the power, because it really comes down to who are you going to do business with. If you've had bad accounts in the past, you still don't need to worry. First, if you keep your power, right, so to protect your peace, judgment can't hurt you. So there is no need to be afraid of it. Plus, now with the power of social media, companies are extra on their customer service, so everyone is super nice and helpful. Truly, honesty is really the best policy. No one is more willing to help someone than someone who is really trying to do better. Just explain to them that you've had some bad banking experiences, but you want to get on the right path, and for whatever reason, you chose that bank, you came in to talk to them. You will have your own reasons for choosing that bank, and when you state those reasons, you will be flattering that company, and it'll make the person who works for that company feel good. So here's a tip. What you're going to do is you're going to walk in and sit down in one of those chairs. That means that you're waiting to talk to a banker. If a teller behind the big counter asks if they can help you, just say that you're there to discuss opening a new account, and they'll direct you to sit down anyway. The bankers keep an eye on those chairs, so when they're available, they'll come over and get you. When they do, they will introduce themselves. If they don't, introduce yourself and ask for their name. After you are introduced, use their name and ask for their card. This shows that you're interested in staying connected, and it lets them know that they will be held accountable to how they treat you, because you now have their full name, title, and the bank location. And if they get you all set up, great. Take a picture of yourself smiling in front of the sign or the door and post it on social media. You tag the bank, and then that looks really good for them. You mention who helped you from which branch, and you leave it with a positive note. So it'll look like this. Jenny from the East Main branch in Springfield, Ohio, just changed my life by getting me a new checking and savings account. With your picture and post. that will get them a customer compliment directly to corporate, which is you doing them a huge favor, and that gets you extra on their good side for the future. Now, if you don't qualify, remember, they still want your business. And if you're honest about wanting to do better, they get the opportunity to truly make a difference. So that's what everyone's trying to do anyway. That's what everybody wants. So they will absolutely want to help you if you don't qualify for a bank account. Here's a people skill for you. The best way to get someone to do what you want them to do is to make them want to do it. A great way to do that is to paint them a picture that's really pretty to them. So, for this instance, you want to paint them a picture where they have the potential to be a hero, your hero. Paint them a picture where they are really making a difference in the life of someone who's truly trying and just needs some guidance and a little bit of help to succeed. Also, taking responsibility is a great way to show character. And that will paint you as somebody who they want to help. So if they say, "I'm sorry, but you don't qualify," then you say, "Okay, that's the reality of the situation. I accept that. But look, I really want to build a better future, and that starts with having a bank account. So what can I do to get where I need to be so to qualify?" Let's talk about how you can start fixing your financial situation. Call EWF. There's Grace Works, located over at 27 North Wittenberg Avenue. They are a credit consumer counseling center here in town. Local banks, such as PNC, and they offer an online course. Theirs is called the Foundation of Money Management course, and that's found online at pncfoundation.com. You can also reach out to credit unions here in town, such as IH Credit Union, and you can make an appointment with a financial advisor for a free consultation. Any of these options can absolutely help you get where you need to be. Talk to your peers who have bank accounts. Knowledge is power, and so is word of mouth. See what banks they use, see why they like them. A bank account can give you things like direct deposit, which means you get paid, it goes straight into your bank account. They can give you a bank card, so you can do all of your checking and purchasing straight from a card. And you can have your savings account back your checking account, so if you overdraw from your checking, it just pulls money from your savings. And you can also do automatic transfers from your checking account into your savings account to just help you start getting into that habit of saving. For anything more than this, like investments and emergency funds, I personally suggest that you talk to a financial advisor outside of a bank. Organizations like the Springfield Metropolitan Housing Authority, the Fuller Center, and the Neighborhood Housing Partnership. Let's look at some basic money management. So your calendar. On whatever you use for a calendar, mark when all of your individual bills are due and mark when your paydays are. This will help you see your money situation at a glance. Let's talk about a budget. So a lot of people think that a budget is a list of how much you spend on what. And that's true. But first, you have to see where your money is going. So to be aware of your spending. So, if you have access to bank statements, awesome. Pull a few for the last couple of months and take a look at all of your spending. If you don't, just go over in your head all of your bills and where else you spend money. Then, you add up all of your expenses. Now you take how much you make in a check and add it all up for how much you make in a month. That part's pretty easy. So then last, you take your total expenses and you take that away from your total income. This will show you your financial situation. It's after seeing how much you have left or how much you fall short, you can go back and determine how you want to change your spending. One of the goals here is to move money around so that you can manage to save money monthly. This is so you can pay yourself first. Consider how much you want to save per check as a bill. So when you get paid, cover the bills you need to cover with that check. Put money into your savings with the same dedication you would a bill. Then, whatever you have left, that's for spending. And if there isn't very much left, that's okay. You're paying your bills, you're putting back savings, you're making the right moves. And if you just stay in step and you just keep going, your situation is only going to get better. So now we're going to move on to Q&A with Jasmine. Okay guys, so here we are with Miss Jasmine.
Hello.
For our Q&A over our finance episode.
Okay, there's some questions for you.
Okay.
So, I need you to show me how to get somebody's card.
Okay.
I need help with that.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're gonna do some role playing.
Okay.
Okay. First I want you to come to me and introduce yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Action. Hey, I'm Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine. I'm Catalina. Say, do you have a card I can get off of you, Jasmine?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
Sweet.
Boom.
So now I want you to not introduce yourself. Just
Okay.
be like, hey, are you ready to come on back? I can get you all set up.
Okay. Hey, you ready to come on back? I can get you set up.
Awesome. That's great. I'm Catalina.
Oh, Jasmine.
Awesome. Jasmine, do you have a card I can get off of you?
Sure. Yeah.
Sweet. So,
Huh.
in these situations, you're going to be at the chair and they're going to be taking you back to their desk. So they'll probably tell you like, oh yeah, I have one right at my desk. But a great way to also encourage them giving you the card is to stick your hand out for it.
You did do that.
Mhm.
Huh. And as I was turning, you put your hand out when you said your name. And it made me shake your hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I see.
You feel good?
I do.
Okay, good.
I can do that. Easy. Okay. So for people who don't have a bank account, can they still get jobs at First Diversity?
Yes.
Okay.
So, if you don't have a bank account or you're making the moves to get there, but you just don't have one yet, we have the handy dandy pay card system.
That's
So that's something that other companies do. Is not really unfamiliar, and therefore your pay just goes onto that card, and you just use it like any card you would use anywhere else.
Cool. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, one more question for you. So what else can you tell me about a budget?
Okay. So I know that I gave you a lot of information about a budget, and something else I think I would want to throw on top of that is that a budget is constantly moving, right? You're doing stuff in your day-to-day to try to do less spending over here, and you're doing stuff in your day-to-day to try to save more money over there. And while you're making these moves, that stuff takes time. And it takes effort and trying again and figuring it out. So when it comes to having a budget, keep it somewhere where you can see it and pull it out and kind of look at it, mid-month or something like that. But go over it again, remake it every month until you start forming those good habits and start staying accountable to what you have down on that paper. And then maybe you can move on to doing it every 3 months or annually, but while you're first getting into the swing of things, go back over it every month.
Okay. Cool. Okay, I think that's good to know.
Cool.
Thank you.
So I guess that's it for today's finance episode. Now I have a question for you.
What?
Everyone is capable of
Greatness.
greatness!
Yeah.
Thank you, my champions. We'll see you next time.